Okay, here's the catch here, kids. I'm reviewing a Valeton Comprince compressor pedal. One of these mini things. They call it the Coral series. They're very small. You can see it down there. And bought it for $44. It has no battery compartment because it's small size. Doesn't come with its own power supply, so you'd have to get one. It's pretty full featured in that it has 4 controls. Some compressors, guitar stomp box compressors, have as few as 2. Level and the basic compression or sustain or whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to give this a whirl here. A couple things that I noticed right out of the box, and these are just my own weirdities. I would prefer, and I think this is uncommon, that the signal be left to right, so in to out. But it isn't, and it isn't on the other pedals I have, so I don't like that. But I don't know why that is. I want it left to right, in to out, but it must be something. I don't know. All right, so the 4 controls on this are the level, tone, and attack, and compression. The compression appears to be a combination of, it's not compression, it's sustain, they call it, which is more common to be called on a guitar pedal, a sustain. I think it's a combination of decay, how long the decay is set to, how quickly the thing will decay, and compression ratio. So if you go from right to left, you get longer decay and heavier compression, which turns out to sustain. Okay, so this is dry, basically. Right, okay, the other couple things are, the other one is the attack thing. Now this, I understand it totally, so there's no real problem. All the way to the left is quickest attack. All the way to the right is least attack. So least attack effect on the early stage of the signal. The reason that screws me up just a little bit is I'm more like prone to think more effect on the signal from, again, left to right. So if that were the way you were going to do it, then all the way to the left would be as long an attack time. In other words, how without signal hitting the compressor hitting the signal for a longer time, and quicker attack and quicker for the signal to be affected to the right. But that's not the way it's working. So that's what you got to do. One other thing is it could be a problem live because of the small size. It's just too easy to kick around. If you had it on a pedal board, you might have to have a way of wedging it still, because it's just small. And the other thing, I think, it doesn't seem to be too much of a problem, but I'm sitting down. If you were standing up and your foot's more at this level, the activation switch is a little bit higher than the knobs, but not that much. It could be really easy to crunch your knobs if you smack down on that. So I think the activation switch should be a little higher up, basically to be a guard. Okay, so. I found a kind of setting I kind of like. This is a nice, rhythm. Should maybe make the attack a little longer. Yeah. You've got some attack coming through. It's a good, solid rhythm sound, but not too overly compressed. It's giving you some sustain added on. Let's try it. Now you can see that sounds a lot louder. It's decaying quicker. I'm going to bring that level up a little closer to the... Yeah. Because you can use this as a boost if you bring the level up. So you're just getting a lot more attack and more sustain. It's more even all the way through. something like that. That's kind of Rush, isn't it? That's pretty nice. Yeah, that's pretty nice. But now, so bring that level up, and you can use it as a boost. See, that's not really boosting it, but let me show you something else. I'm going to leave the attack at a long time so that it gets more through, but with a little more sustain. So the initial attack is closer to what you get with it off. Are definitely getting more sustain. So it's about it. It's not quite as loud on the front, but it's close to it. So that's a good way to get the sound. But if you really want to go crazy, you can put that attack wide open and then put the sustain up and maybe put the tone up, and you can get like a. Out here in the field, I fought for my meals. I put my back into my living. I don't need to fight to prove I'm right. I don't need to be forgiven. Maybe give it a little even more tone and level, even more sustain. I don't know how that goes, but that's kind of a good hoot. See what I can do if I put even more tone on that. A little more level, even more sustain. This is really getting gnarly here. That's pretty rock and rolly. That's pretty rock and that's crunchy. That's maybe too much trouble. What I noticed a little bit is when you bend the strings, you don't get as much sustain out of this. It's not bad though. Let's crank them all the way up. I'll bring that back down this way. Bring the tone back down some. Okay, that's with the tone down, but me on the treble thing. You can hear that. crushing it a little bit too much, but you can get some smack out of it, that's for sure. Okay? So, is there any other problems with the thing? You know, I'm going to say that I'm calling it a B plus for the price. There's a lot you can do with it. I'm happy to have it, and I may get more of these Valeton pedals. You know, I don't know where they're made. I think they're made in Korea or something, but, you know. Whatever. The light's nice and bright, but you might have some trouble with the little knobs on stage again, so maybe it's just better for home use. Who knows? It's up to you. Over and out.